I love kink and BDSM in my dungeon boudoir. Ultimately, I've got to make sure that they don't die.
Oh my God.
Having sex on inflatables and it popped.
Me in the swimming pool. No sex. Hey guys, welcome back to Tier 4. I'm Billy.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is the podcast where we talk all things that normally stay in the group chat.
But not today. We are joined by a very exciting guest, Saurora.
Woo! Welcome to Tier 4, Saurora.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
So, we know you online as Spicy Saurora. And you take an almost wholesome approach to sex work or being an escort. Could you explain just a bit about what you do to our audience?
Yes. So, yeah, I guess I'm a sexologist, sex worker, body worker, whatever you want to call it, dominatrix. And yeah, I help people live out their juicy fantasies and get rid of the shame around this and live a spicier lifestyle, because why the hell not?
I love that. How did you get into it?
So I have always been interested in this world from quite a young age, but obviously I was bothered about people's opinions, so I just tried to put that to the side and just ignore it. And then my mum actually died in 2022.
Sorry.
I basically watched her just disappear. She didn't have a partner for all my life, which was 27 years. I was just like, I don't want to see anybody else go down the route that she went down. I want people to understand that you can have a spicy lifestyle, you can enjoy yourself. I kind of was hoping that after she passed and I was clearing her room out that I would find some vibrators. There was nothing. I was just like, come on. So then I retrained to be a sexologist and then went down the tantric massage route, and it's just sort of snowballed from there, really.
Now, for our audiences and actually for myself, what is tantric massages, sexologist, what does it mean?
I mean, basically sexologist, basically a sex therapist, but I work with the body. So we basically live in a world that's very much we'll just ignore our body and everything comes from our brain, and we'll just be very mental and everything's sort of brain heavy. And our body tells us so much, our bodies are beautiful, and yeah, they have so many stories in there, and we hold so much trauma there from when we were younger that now body workers are becoming more and more available and more understood. And so that's where sort of it kind of flows into being a sex worker. You're working with the body, even if you're not trained, you're still being a healer. And as I like to say, hoes are healers. That's my little motto. And then the tantric massage stuff, tantric massage stuff has been warped for years now. How I understand it is that tantra means being present in the moment. Okay. And so you can be sort of tantric when you're cleaning your teeth in the morning. If you're in the present moment and you are I'm cleaning my teeth right now and I'm enjoying myself. And then you can go into the sexy side of things, where my tantric massage is a full body to body. So you would lie down and I would use my full body everywhere, bits and all, to massage your full body, bits and all, to give you a beautiful experience. But it's not very you're not coming in to basically ejaculate. It's all about this sounds so cringy, but it's about the journey, not about the destination.
My God, come on, Miley Cyrus, the climb.
So yeah, that is what I am about, and that's what my work is about. Everybody's got their own sort of little niche sort of thing.
Yeah. So one of your specialities as well is that you have a very inclusive clientele. You work with disabled people. Can you just chat a little bit about why and how you got into that?
Yeah. I love my clients who have got disabilities. So how did I get into that? So one, I was at a retreat. I was doing a kink workshop at a retreat, and there was a woman there who has a disability. She's got a spinal cord injury, and she was in a motorbike accident when she was 18, and yeah, really bad. And I did this kink workshop and she loved it. She absolutely loved it. And then we just got chatting after, and she was like, I'd love to have a massage with you. I also do something called trauma release massage, which again helps the trauma come out of the body so you can live a more beautiful lifestyle. And she has a scar on her back that she cannot look at. Really struggles with it. And I think I'm maybe the second or third person that's actually seen this scar, because she hates it so much. And so I gave her a beautiful session, massage ceremony, whatever you want to call it, to help her reconnect with her body. Yeah. Because pretty much everything from the waist down is like offline. She can't feel anything in her genitals. And she, just had like apparently the most beautiful session, and it was like transformational for her. And then she's actually a psychosexual therapist.
Oh, wow.
But she's the only one in the UK that has a spinal cord injury. So a lot of people who've got spinal cord injuries go to her, and then she passes them on to me. Right. And then from then it just kind of like blew up. And then obviously social media helped. And there's also a website called TLC, which is a website for sex workers to advertise themselves, which are only for people with disabilities. Yeah.
Oh, so is it quite a common career?
No. Like, you can go on this website and there are people on there that are like, oh yeah, I'm a sex worker, I'm a sex therapist. And yeah, you sort of like, the person with the disability sort of like takes their pick of who they want, what they can afford, who they like the look of. Yeah. There's not many people on there. What
kind of range of disabilities do you see or do you work with?
I've got a beautiful client who's got muscular dystrophy, cerebral palsy, blind, the shaken baby syndrome. I'm trying to go through them all. Usually they've had like cerebral palsy. That seems to be like the main one. Spinal cord injury, but he also had a brain injury. He fell off a scaffolding pole, bless him. A lot of spinal cord injuries, a lot from accidents. And that one, it's really hard. I had one guy the other week, oh my God, he was like, this time last year I was walking and now I'm in a wheelchair, and I was like,
oh.
Wow.
So when you first started getting into working with disabled people, how do you navigate that experience? Could you kind of walk us through what that would be like?
Yeah, I mean, it's completely different for each person.
Yeah.
I've got some clients that their carers contact me, their parents contact me.
Do the parents like come with them sometimes?
No, because I usually go to them.
Okay.
Oh.
So like, I had a client last week who, oh bless him, he's got shaken baby syndrome. So he was shaken as a baby.
Oh, gosh.
And he's such a lovely guy. He's a comedian, like, and he does sit down comedy. That's what it's called, because he's in a wheelchair.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's so funny, like so funny. And yeah, I got there and she was like, oh, hi. The woman was like, hi, I'm mum. And I was like, oh, okay, hi. Like, I'm still like, oh, this is still kind of weird. Like, what do I say? And she was like, oh, I've been the one that's been emailing you, because he can't, because his hands are quite like this.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah, lovely to speak to you. She was like, what you're doing is absolutely amazing. Like, I think everybody needs a person like you, because people just see his disability. They don't see him as a person.
So you call yourself also a conscious kink facilitator.
So many words.
So many words, but I'm very intrigued. Like, what is this?
Yeah, so I love kink and BDSM. I have from a very, very young age. Like, my toolbox was quite big from a very young age, which my mum would find.
Oh my God.
She would find it. Like, what was all this about? And I'd be like, do you want to use some? Because it might help you.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's a new kink, isn't it? Sharing your BDMS toys with your mum.
Yeah.
She always said no. Conscious kink. So yeah, kink can be conscious. It's not about coming in and getting a flogger and just whipping someone as much as you can. You can take someone on like a beautiful journey with it. I've taken people on gorgeous experiences to help them live out some trauma or some shame, or just to help them understand that you don't have to be the dominant one all the time. I have quite a few clients, I am going to say men, who have big jobs, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and they're like, I just want to enjoy being submissive, and I just want to like hand all my control over to you. Obviously consent, boundaries, communication and aftercare are all in there, and yeah, I just let them lie back and think of England and
think of England.
And I go to town on this. Obviously we've had like loads of conversations first, and I make sure that they're all right and they're open to whatever they're open to, and I understand their boundaries and limits, and I don't cross those. But yeah, just help them understand that you don't have to be ashamed for wanting to enjoy kink. And kink can be anything. It doesn't have to be floggers and cages and what else do we see? Paddles and stuff like that. Kink can just be something that you're interested in, that you don't get to be interested in every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, on a more personal question, do you have a favourite?
I'm really into like head shaving and tongs.
What's that?
I used to have a shaved head, and there is a head shaving fetish community.
Oh, really?
That are into shaving heads, especially on women. Some people obviously really get off on it, and some people just really sort of like into it. It's their thing, but they don't need it to like get off. And so I've got an undercut now, and I love my head being shaved, and I love shaving other people's heads. So that's one of my kinks.
I've never heard of that one before.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah. And this is why I love my work, because I can help people understand that like a kink can literally be anything. I know like foot fetish is like one of the biggest ones, and people see that as normal. But then you say like, oh, I've got a head shaving kink, and they're like, what?
It's just because people don't talk about it as much.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And then tongs is another one, like, because obviously people are into tongs, and it's quite a central part of the body.
What
and
tongs?
like the tongue.
Oh, your tongue.
I thought you meant,
I thought you meant curling tongs.
So I know.
I thought we were still in the hair round. Sorry, my fault.
Oh, there's a whole salon.
Yeah.
Come in for shaving. Tongue.
Tongue. Right.
Yeah, of course.
Because obviously some people have really big tongues, and obviously it's quite erotic. And so
With the head shaving one, how do you discover that? It might be so silly to ask, but how do you discover that the line between a kink or something that you just like doing on yourself?
A lot of people discover it when they're younger. Like a lot of our kinks come from when we were children, and I know that sounds really weird, but it'd be really subconscious. Like you wouldn't even know about it, and then something happens, and you're like, oh, I quite like that. That's quite a turn on. I didn't even know that was a thing. So for me, I loved going to the hairdressers when I was younger. Like loved going to the hairdressers, and then I started when I think, God, it must have been about 10 years ago now. I started with an undercut, and then it just got higher and higher and higher. And then I was like, oh, I actually do really, really like this. And then I retrained to actually be a hairdresser. And so I was like in the hair salon a lot. And so it just sort of started from then, just having a little undercut, and then realizing, oh, I like this a little bit more than just getting an undercut. And then I discovered the whole community.
She's bald.
That was it.
We've seen also from your socials that some of your clients have various kinks. One of them being inflatables.
Yep.
What does that involve?
Literally having sex on inflatables, like an inflatable shark, dolphin, lilo, balls, massive balls. And we did that. I did that with one of my clients who's got a disability. And it popped. The shark popped.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah. Me in the swimming pool. No sex. One too many pina coladas.
Yeah.
Do you have like any, like, what are the other themes? Are there one that's more popular than others?
The inflatable one seems to be like a
really
popular one at the minute. Yeah, I get a lot of people messaging me about it, but then I think they get a bit too scared and don't actually want to go through with it.
Oh,
because I think they're a bit like, oh my God, actually someone would actually help me live this fantasy out. What the hell?
what would the layers of that one be? Like if like you said, that came from somewhere.
Sometimes comes from balloons. So when you're like growing up, because there's a massive rubber fetish and like PVC fetish, and usually obviously we are around balloons a lot, and then someone quite likes the feel of it, and then for my client it kind of then moved into inflatables, which his mum came with to that one.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually spoke to her on the video call. Yeah, she was like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why he's into it, but I'm here to support him.
I really rate that though.
Yeah.
Like parents just being aware and not having any kind of judgment, and like really realizing that, you know, they're entitled to enjoy sex as much as the next person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was so much fun. I actually met him in London and in a hotel room, and yeah, he brought like, oh my God, the most biggest inflatable ball I have ever seen in my life. It was huge, but he was like, it would have taken an hour to blow up. He was like, I just wanted to bring it to show you, and I was like, that's fine.
Wow,
that does save you at least the hard job.
Yeah, exactly. Blowing it up.
How long would like the sessions last? Something like that, if you're blowing up for a good 90 minutes.
Yeah. Some usually start at 2 hours, and I've gone up to 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you mentally and physically prepare for those kind of sessions?
At the beginning, I struggled. I really, really struggled. And like my partner, who is amazing, was like, you really need to look after yourself because you are going to burn out. I really love my clients so much. Like I really want to help them, able-bodied or disabled-bodied. I had to then put in sort of like a boundary with myself of being like, as much as I want to like click my fingers and everyone be fine, it's their journey. Yeah. It's not mine. And so now I'm able to just sort of like leave it at the door and be like, that's their stuff. I will help them as much as I can. Now I'm going to go for a coffee. Go and have a cup of tea.
Bit of aftercare.
Yeah. So at the beginning, I really did struggle and I offloaded onto my partner a lot. But now I don't really feel like I need to do that. I'm able to be like, that's just their stuff. I helped them. I gave them a really, really good time.
Often when we hear disabilities, our mind goes to various disabilities. Are there boundaries for you in terms of which disabilities you won't necessarily work with?
Yeah. And this is a really, really grey area that the government are trying to sort of like figure out. So obviously like mental disabilities. So there are obviously, I'm going to say men who are 40 but might have a very young mental age. And how the hell you work with that, I don't know.
Right.
I know I went to a conference like a few years ago that are trying with care workers, therapists, social workers that are trying to figure this out. There's a barrister there as well. He was like, because this is really important to him. And obviously the government are like, well, if he's got a mental age of 4, then how? Yeah. And he's a 40-year-old. How do you even? So obviously I need to know a lot about the disability beforehand, and I need to speak to them because then I can determine where their mental age is at.
Yeah.
So that one is a tough one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot of these people understandably can't work, so they will be getting PIP. How do you feed that into how much you decide what to charge for clients? 'Cause it's such an important job to be providing, and also comes with a lot of responsibility, but also you have to obviously take into consideration how much they can actually afford in the first place. So how do you navigate that?
Again, it is also really, really hard. I didn't expect that I would be changing catheters, sorting out machines, using hoists, getting ramps, knowing how wheelchairs work, helping people out of their car with like the wheelchair or out of their van and understanding all the mechanics and stuff. And I've got to make sure that they don't die because I've had experiences very, very close to that.
Gosh.
Yeah, I had one guy who, he's brilliant. He's got muscular dystrophy and he's on a ventilator. And I walked into the room and there was machines everywhere, and I was like, whoa. And his mum was like, if the tube comes out of his nose, you need to shout me because we only have a few seconds.
Oh my God.
I've literally just got chills saying that.
Yeah, me too.
I was just like, okay. And he's lovely, lovely guy, super chill, super funny. But I had to be so careful that tube did not come out of his nose.
Yeah.
And there was one time where I had to learn how to use the beds. Because there's no training in this. Like there's training for obviously like care workers or nurses to work with people with disabilities, but there's no training in regards to sex workers or sexologists. So I've literally learned on the job, and I had to learn how to use the beds, and they go up and down and they flip and do all these crazy things. And I started like moving the bed, and then all of a sudden like machines started beeping, and I was like, oh my god, it's happening. And I was there with like no clothes on, all my toys out, like ready to give him a show. And he was there naked, and yeah, it all started beeping, and I was like, oh, what do we do? And I was like, do you want me to get your mum? And he was like, I think you better add. And so I just had to put like my clothes on as quick as possible, hide all the toys, make it look normal. Even though she knew obviously, but I was like, it doesn't need to be put in her face what we're doing. And I think I had my jeans on, and I just left my jeans undone, and I would just look really dishevelled, and just shouted his mum, and I was like, you need to come, there's beeping, we don't know what it is. And And she just came in and she just started checking everything. She was like, oh, everything's fine. I think it's just like the bed, because it was like an airbed thing. I think some of the air got stuck or something, and it starts beeping. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Boner kill.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How much meditation do you have to do after that?
Yeah, it's just like,
Get back into it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then to try and get back into my sexy mode after that. So obviously there's things like that. Like I've got to make sure that they don't die. So obviously that comes with a price, but then I'm obviously not going to be like overcharging people. So I do ask what their situation is. And if they do struggle, I have like payment plans, or I'm just like, I'll obviously do a discount for you, and just try and help you as much as I can. And then I'm like, you need to tell me everything. And if you look like something's going to happen, I need to know how many machines are there, what do you need, so I do that.
You're an angel.
Yeah. What's the kind of like reaction that do you get a reaction online? Is it mixed or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just on my TikTok this morning. I had some guy calling me a slapper. Some guy saying that I've got no boundaries. Like, well,
what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, because I obviously go on and I do have boundaries, because I won't work with anyone. Like I've had people who have disabilities have also been quite abusive towards me, being like, well, I'm disabled, you should do anything for me. And like, as much as I want to help you, like, you can still be respectful.
Yeah, of course.
And then I have other people that are like, I think what you're doing is amazing. You're really helping people understand that just because they've got a disability, they deserve to live a spicy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I've definitely learned that people with disabilities are very, very kinky and very spicy.
It's that conversation, isn't it, that like people don't have. Like, because people have a disability, you automatically think that they're not allowed those kind of the same sexual pleasures or interests that the rest of us have, and they're viewed different because of that disability, which is totally unfair.
Totally. Like, just because you might have a leg missing doesn't mean that you don't think about having a juicy time with yourself or with someone else.
Exactly.
100%. What kind of feedback do you get after the sessions?
Just the best feedback ever. Like, I went to see one of my clients yesterday, and he's actually non-verbal, so his carers actually reached out to me and said that they've tried to see other sex workers, but it just didn't work out. And they're just so much happier and smilier, and like, even if they're in a sort of wheelchair and their bodies don't let them sort of sit back and put their shoulders back, I can just see them change. They're just like, oh, I just feel so much better that somebody sees me as me and doesn't see my disability. Yeah, it's just magical.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Magical.
I think also, like, to touch on some of the discourse that's also surrounded people with disabilities, a lot of the time they're on benefits, and I think sometimes we see in the comments, like, because they're on benefits, they shouldn't be allowed to spend that
on
money
things like
on
this.
things like this, which, I mean, we think is crazy. Because you're on benefits, why should that limit your access to what you want to do with your life?
Exactly. And like, sex is a human need. Like, we all came because our mum and dad had sex. Like, I can't wrap my head around it, and we're allowed to enjoy it. You don't have to have sex to have babies. Like, it's fun, it's juicy, it's interesting, it can be really silly, you can dress up and play, and like, it's their money. They can spend whatever they want to spend it on. And if they want to have like a fun time, or if they want to get spanked, or if they just do anything, then they're allowed to do whatever they want with that money.
You spoke on one of your TikToks about getting quite emotional after a session with someone with a disability. And like, some of the people that you speak to, maybe they haven't been touched in like 10 years. And I think that's another massive thing. Like, there's the intimacy side of it, but you're obviously in body work, and there's just basic physical touch, like a hug. Like, how do you draw the line between knowing if someone needs a therapist or an intimacy expert?
That's a good question. I have had one client who I went to meet him, and he, bless him, he was blind. And as soon as I walked in, I walked in, we had a cup of tea, and he played the accordion for ages. He was amazing at it, because obviously, because he is blind, he has to feel everything, and oh my God, he was amazing. But then we got into the bedroom, and he just like gripped me and started crying. I was just like, breathe, I don't want him to know that I'm crying. I'm with him. And God, I really, really felt him. And then afterwards, like, messages got a bit weird.
Oh no.
He was constantly messaging me, and he started telling me stories about his life that just didn't add up.
Okay.
And so when things like that start, I'm like, right, you definitely need a therapist or a counselor or something like that. So if messages or emails start getting a bit weird and I just have to use my intuition for that, I'm like, we are not a good fit.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go and speak to someone, go see them for about a year and then come back to me and we can chat then. So that's how I try and work it. Sometimes like I walk in and I'm like, I'm not the person for you right now, you need to go and speak to see a therapist. And I try to be more honest about that. It was hard at the beginning, but now I try and have like my boundaries open.
I mean, what other boundaries do you have? Because you've touched on those kind of ones, but you've also mentioned where you felt unsafe. What boundaries do you have to kind of use to protect your own space?
Do you know the first thing that just came to my head then was like, one of my boundaries is no anal.
I mean, it's a fair boundary. I think most of us have that too. Right?
That's literally the first thing that came to my head. I just have to like put in boundaries like in regards to sort of like deposits and stuff. I have to say like you have to pay a deposit first, otherwise we're not doing it, because I have so many time wasters. And then at the beginning I was very much like, yeah, I'll see anyone and everyone. And to be honest, it was my partner at the time was like, you can't see anyone and everyone because they will just use you basically. So then I had to like really discern who was being respectful, who just saw me as like an object and a piece of meat. And like I say, people with disabilities have also been like that towards me. And so I basically just had to say like, we can't work together. And then I usually just block them.
I think
Fair enough.
that's the fairest and like easiest boundary to put in place, isn't
Yeah.
it? Block.
Yeah. I'm just like, adios.
Are there any like kinks that you draw a line out or that you wouldn't do, or perhaps you just think I can't help there?
Well, obviously hard sports.
And anal, we've said.
And anal, well, it sort of depends with the anal. The only thing with anal is just like, I have to prep a lot. So I'm like, if you want that, you're going to have to pay more because there's so much that goes into it beforehand
You're
and
telling
afterwards.
me,
I did have one guy who had a disability, bless him, and he'd never had sex before. And he was like, I just want to do everything. I want to do front, back, mouth, everywhere, everything. And I was like, whoa, all right.
You have to have a Lucasade.
And so I was like, well, it will be extra. And he was like, it's fine, I don't care. I just want to go for the full hog. And and he was actually in a hoist.
Oh, wow.
He used a hoist and I'd never used a hoist before. So he had to show me how to use a hoist. And I was just like, luckily everything went fine. I mean, there's other things that haven't gone fine. And he just showed me everything. But I was just like, I just get these intrusive thoughts and I'm like, just imagine if like the hoist breaks or something and I've just got this guy led there with an erection. Like, what do you even do? But yeah, no, he was lovely and had to do the whole prep before and after. And I don't think he was actually that interested afterwards. I was like, do you like it? And he was like, yeah, it's all right.
Oh, it's just what you want to hear.
Yeah. I was like, I've done so much prep. So yeah, boundaries. I mean, I'm very much a person that's like, I'll try anything twice. So just give it a go. And if I don't like it, I don't like it.
Yeah. Is there anything that you think the public or the average person might not know about intimacy with a person with disability?
People just see their disability before they see them. They don't see a human being. Like I had one client who had severe cerebral palsy. He could walk, but I went to meet him at the tube station and walked with him to where I was staying, and the amount of looks that we got were unbelievable. And I was like, oh, I feel really self-conscious right now. And I don't know if it's because obviously how he was walking, lovely guy, just a normal person like you and me, like lives in a normal house, has a normal job. But I just the stares, I was like, oh. And I know I get stared a lot because of my tattoos, but I was like, I don't know if I could handle like being stared at to that level. And he was amazing. He was like, I just keep going. I just keep trying and I just keep going. Yeah. And I'm just a normal person like everybody else. My body just doesn't work the same as you and me. Yeah. Doesn't mean that, I don't want sex. And I do. I gave him a good time.
Yeah. You've touched on like some of the people you've helped. So there's any that experiences for you that you felt were really rewarding, or that you felt like you really helped people?
Yeah, I guess all of them, just because they message me afterwards and they're like, you've literally brightened my whole life. Like, you've like given me purpose now. God, I've had so many people that are like, I'm suicidal. And I'm like, oh, God, breathe.
That's a lot of responsibility for you to carry into a...
I've just realised that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just, I mean, the fact that they keep like rebooking me and that they want to see me again. And yeah, I just have messages of people like, please keep talking about like for us, because people with disabilities are not listened to at all. And it really does break my heart. So that's why I'm just like, I'm trying to talk about it as much as possible, put it out on social media, even though social media do not like it.
What kind of things do they say?
I mean, I get my account deleted non-stop. Like,
Really?
Yeah. Because I don't even like, I think even the word disability is sort of like flagged to a degree, because I know that there can be really negative sort of aspects to it, but I'm trying really hard to bring like positivity to it. Yeah, and just obviously, I mean, I just get flagged a hell of a lot, and then people on social media just think I'm sort of monetizing this niche, and like my intentions behind it are to help people. I want everyone to understand that you can have a spicy lifestyle if your body just looks a bit different, or if you walk a bit different, or if you're in a wheelchair, or whatever.
Do you have mainly male clients?
Do you mean disabled or abled?
Disabled.
Mainly, yes. I do have females reach out to me, but they get too scared. Yeah.
What do you think that is?
I think, one, as a woman, they're like, we're not supposed to see a sex worker. And then a lot of them are confused because they're like, am I meant to like women? If I find this woman attractive, is that weird? Am I wrong? And then it completely depends on their disability. Like, if they're sort of like autistic, that might stop them. I did have one woman. She, I didn't meet her, but she was just like, I just want you to lick me out and make me scream as much as possible. I was like, I will try my hardest. Like, how long do you want? And she was like, 15 minutes.
Oh my Christ, I got cramp in my tongue.
I just said, I can't do that in 15 minutes. It takes 15 minutes for you to like come in. Like, have a cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm really accommodating. I'm like, do you want a drink? Do you want anything to eat? Do you need a shower? And I'm like, that can take 15 minutes too. So I just said, I can't. As much as I would love to be able to do that, I'm not a miracle worker. Like, especially if you want to be screaming. I was like, that's so much pressure. And I might be really bad at it. I don't know. Like, so yeah, no, pretty much all men.
Do you think that needs to be something that's spoken a bit more within women that are disabled, feeling they should want to be empowered, or maybe there isn't the education there or resources shown to them that they can?
As a woman, I've been brought up to like men. Women with disabilities have also been brought up the same. I obviously don't know, because I don't know their...
I imagine that most of society is taught that, you know, that you're supposed to be straight.
Exactly, yeah. And so when I'm like, oh, I'm into anybody, as long as you're a decent human being and you're respectful, I think they'll be like, oh, I'm allowed to like a woman. I would like to experience this. And again, as if a woman is disabled, like, is another woman going to want to go near them, basically? And so I think they feel like, oh, well, she's not going to find me attractive, so I'm not even going to try. I don't know how to try. What do I do? And then they just end up pretty lonely, actually.
Oh,
it's really sad.
Do people with disabilities that use you, do they kind of express an end goal of maybe being in a relationship, or just kind of internally accepting that this might just be the way their relationship with intimacy is going to pan out?
No, they all want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
They want children. They want a family life. They want to get up and make a cup of coffee with their partner and go sit out in the garden. And they all really want to have a relationship. And as much as I would love to help them, I would love to set up a dating app for them. Like, but a mainstream dating app, not like you can only use this if you've got a disability. Yeah, they just want a normal lifestyle.
Is there anything like you would like to say to maybe people that are watching that maybe have contrasting opinions, or
I think it's more about judgment, and like, you don't know what these people are going through. I don't know what these people are going through. Like I will never understand what it's like to be a person with a disability. As much as I try to obviously empathize and I see more of their life than most people do. I guess, basically just keep your opinions to yourself. Just no one knows what's going on in someone else's life, and we all want to be in a relationship. We all want touch. It is like literally like a human need. It's what our bodies thrive off. Just because, like I keep saying, they're disabled doesn't mean that they don't want it as well. If anything, they want it more because they've never had it, or they've been to hospital appointments where they're prodded constantly and they're just seen as a piece of meat to make better. They're not seen as a full-on human being who needs a hug. And most of my clients have only ever had a hug off their parents. And they're like, I want a hug off another person that's not my mum, sort of thing.
Well, outside of working with people with disabilities, you also work with couples and also women. And I'm just very intrigued from a standpoint of, you do work within like trauma healing and like using sex as a way of healing rather than like maybe truly focusing on like the pleasure side of things. What does that look like for you? What would you do with a client that needs to be healed sexually?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it all depends on what they're wanting and what they're needing, but it can like range from like teaching women and men and couples on how to give pleasure. A lot of people don't know how to give pleasure.
Selfish.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. And I'm going to say men. I have had some men, I have said to some men like, do you want me to teach you a few things whilst you're down there to sort of like help you? And they're like, no, I'm fine. I know what I'm doing.
Try again.
But yeah, just to help them also receive. A lot of people, we're all people pleasers and we want to help as many people as we can, and people find it really hard to receive. So I help them, like we'll do some like breathing or some meditation, some nervous system regulation for them to calm down, because they're usually really nervous. And yeah, just again for them to just lie back and for them to receive, and they find it really hard. They're like, oh, I feel like I should be touching you and doing something. I'm like, you don't have to. Literally, this is a beautiful ceremony for you. Just lie back and enjoy. Like, you don't have to give me anything.
And do you just host that at your own, or do you have like just at your house?
Yeah, just in my house, in my dungeon boudoir that I have
Dungeon.
So yeah, me and my partner, we just painted the room black, as you do, and then it looked like a bit of a cave, so we had to repaint some walls white. It looked a bit like dingy. And,
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I've just got all my toys and my tools on the wall, and paddles and floggers and rope. I've got a pole for pole dancing, and then my dildos and whatever spreaders. But yeah, no, I do it at my house, and I also go to people's places if they've got a disability and they can't come to me. Then I will try my hardest to get to them.
With couples, do you often see a contrast between the man who can often find it quite easy to get turned on, and then for a woman, she's like, oh, well, it takes a little bit more foreplay, but then the foreplay can sometimes look like doing the dishes earlier on in the day, or doing acts of service, and like having a lead up, that's kind of seen as like the turning on of sorts. Do you see that kind of thing in the bedroom, that it's not as like a mismatched libidos kind of thing?
Yes, I've had experiences of sort of like of everything really. I had one couple where the guy really struggled and the girl was like, I'm fucking ready, give it to me, like, come on, let's do this. And then I've had it with another couple who she was really nervous, and so he was like, this is basically for her, like she wanted to explore being with a woman, so I'm just gonna sit back and think of England, and just sit back and watch, sort of thing, whilst you two do whatever you need to do. And so that just really helped her calm down, and for our bodies to get used to each other, because there's so much that goes on in our bodies. Like, and I'm also really nervous still meeting new people, because even though I have like massive conversations with people, I still don't know what I'm walking into. So I could be walking into a very, very scary situation. But yes, so that one, she just needed about half an hour to just calm down and kiss a woman for the first time, and kiss a female body for the first time. And then she was like, yeah, I'm raring to go now, let's go for it. And then he came in and we had a wonderful time. So yeah, I see it all, like, yeah, completely Yeah, completely different. And then the other guy, it took him a long time sort of to get hard and a long time for him to ejaculate. I think it was the pressure of me and her sort of watching, being like, oh, we ain't got all day. Like.
Yeah, those time restraints might be causing some serious issues.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you think that intimacy should be considered part of human care?
Totally. I am actually going to be creating a school to help sex workers, sexologists, practitioners, facilitators, even like a yoga teacher on how to work with people with disabilities.
That's amazing.
I'm going to be creating sex toys for people with disabilities, because there are sex toys out right now, but they're so ugly and they cost about £1,000. It's mental.
Really?
Now that's
Yeah.
monetizing off of people with disabilities.
Exactly, yeah.
So what does a sex toy for someone with a disability look like?
There is something called a Ferticare, which is a massive vibrator, and it literally looks like the old phones, you know, like a brick.
Yeah.
And it's so ugly and clinical and sounds horrendous.
Oh no.
And so for people, so I've got a client who's got a spinal cord injury, and he can't feel anything. He can't feel anything from the nipples down. He's he had a snowboarding accident, and his nothing works basically. He's just laid in bed like 24/7. He uses this Ferticare because it is so strong on his penis. But it's so, I can't explain how ugly it is. It's disgusting, and it's not sexy or spicy or juicy. And so I do want to make, toys that are all more accessible and more flirty and more fun, and like a very strong, like, because my vibrator did nothing on him. He was like, I can't feel that. But this Ferticare, because it's so powerful, it can. And I know there are a few out there, but I would like to make sex toys like sort of for every sort of disability. But yeah, just bring more awareness to this world, and to help people understand that there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Whether you're able-bodied or disabled-bodied, like, sex is absolutely beautiful. Sensuality, intimacy. Yeah. And we get to have more of these conversations, no matter what your gender or sexuality is.
That's beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
where can everyone find you online?
So if I'm not being deleted, Instagram, I think my Instagram is like Saurora Soul, but then Spicy Saurora is like my sort of like main ting. So that's like TikTok. I've got my Spicy Saurora website. I've got a few websites. They're usually the main ones. But I think if you just put my name in Google, it'll come up. So
iconic.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
So,
thank you
That's
guys.
amazing.